Hello Leo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energy and predictions for the sign of Leo for the rest of May. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate. You can drop the ones that do not, and check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, Leo, let's go ahead and get into this reading here and see what's coming forward for you in this mid-May update. Do hope your month of May has been going well, and I hope it ends on an even better note for you here, Leo. All right. We'll go ahead and get all of the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Okay. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. All right. Energy on the bottom. You have the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is a very good card to find in a tarot reading. This can refer to some sort of like triumph or success or victory that you have accomplished in your situation. Oftentimes when the Six of Wands comes forward, it suggests that maybe the past has been a bit difficult for you. You may have had some sort of conflict with someone, or there may have been some like big challenge that you've had to sort of overcome in your life, but you've actually done this, okay, with this Six of Wands. You've seen it through to the end. I also like to say that this can be a social media card because if you can see here, there are people sort of like cheering this person on. And it's this idea of they have a crowd around them, right? They have a crowd. People are like surrounding them, looking at them, cheering them on. They have a crowd, right? So they're in front of people. And what I would say is maybe some of you have found some success through some social media endeavor. Maybe you've had a post that's gone viral, or you're just like building a social media account. Something like this I think is coming to my mind for you here, Leo. I would say maybe the best sign in the zodiac to be in the starlight or in the limelight would be Leo, or one of them, if not the best, but one of them for sure. So, all right, we definitely see some success here for you in this reading, which is always a good sign. Let's see what other messages we can get here. All right, so we'll go ahead and dive right in. In the middle of the spread here, you do have the moon. All right, so the moon, while you've, I think, maybe acquired some success, there's something that's maybe going on in the background here. The moon can indicate like a hidden situations, like secrets or something that's hidden, something that you necessarily don't see, okay, in your situation. And it can also represent like fears and anxieties that you have as well. It's a bit of like it's a card that can indicate like mystery. Same with the High Priestess, which you don't have, but it can really indicate like mystery or something that's sort of like hidden from your perspective, okay? It is a challenging card in that it may mean that there's some like fear present in your life. So it's like on one end, it does feel like there is some success here. On the other end, I almost am wondering what the fear is. Okay, what is the fear? This may be around relationship stuff for some of you, as well as I'm looking at this. And I also think that maybe this is not necessarily about fear. I think maybe this moon connects to something that is not quite available to you yet, but that could, I think that there's something that is not quite available to you yet, but that could become visible and available here soon in the future for you, especially as you have this idea with the Six of Wands of having an audience, being in front of people, being visible. I think there's something that is not quite available to you now, but will become available in the future. Let's try to dive in on that. So you have the Death card, the Magician, and the Hermit here. So I do predict that there is a pretty big change on the horizon for you, okay? Something feels a bit hard here, all right? And the Death card is a very important card in the tarot. It does indicate some big change in your life. It also can indicate, as I see the Hierophant on this illustration, on this interpretation of the Death card, you can see the Hierophant here. This may indicate a break free or a break away from tradition, okay? Something that you have done for a while changing, something that you've traditionally done changing here as well. But I do predict that there is a change on the horizon. Maybe you intuitively feel this with the moon. You know that something's going on. It's not quite available to you yet. Like, you know there's something in the background under the surface here. It's not quite available yet, but you can maybe even feel like there's a change happening here at this time, Leo, as you have the Death card. And this represents transformation as well, like change and transformation, right? But it's a very important card because, you know, if there's something that's not working and maybe you haven't identified it, maybe there's like something that you do every single day and it's just become like part of your daily routines, your habits, right? Like it's as routine as drinking a cup of coffee, something that you do every single day that you don't realize is maybe not supporting you to where you go. Maybe you haven't identified it yet. The Death card comes in and says that there's maybe a change happening in that area, right? There may be something that's falling out of your situation for your kind of like highest timeline. You could think of it that way. You then have the Magician card here. I like this for you because despite maybe a change on the horizon for you, you've got all the tools in your toolkit to make the best out of this situation, for sure. Like, you have everything that you need right now, right here. You really, in this case, don't have to learn something. You don't have to buy something. You don't have to go on Amazon and get a new tool or whatever the case may be. You have it all, okay? Everything you need to manifest, to create something is here. This is the Master Manifester. And I love this because similar to your card as a Leo is the Strength card. Similar to your card, the Strength card, there's an infinity symbol above this person's head here, okay? Infinite ability to manifest, infinite ability to create something, infinite possibilities here, especially as this is number one. This is the second major arcana in the major arcana, meaning that there's a lot of road to go for you, okay? There are a lot of things to experience. There are many places that you could be going and from here. So I like this. Now, the Magician does have to take action, okay? So that is the issue for the Magician. It is definitely a card that says you have to take action. You have everything you need, but you must act on it. You then have the Hermit. This is Virgo energy, okay? This is a Virgo card. I would say the Hermit is also being guided, okay? So the Hermit, they're kind of being guided by the lantern here. The star and the lantern, they have sort of like a North Star, okay, in their life. There's something that's propelling them forward. There's something that's guiding them. And they are in the dark, right? So as we look at the moon is like being in the dark about something. But even though they're in the dark, even though the Hermit's in the dark, they are being pushed forward. They are moving forward towards something, okay? And I do think that there is just, I don't want to say it's eerie. It's not an eerie feeling, but there's basically a feeling of mystery in your situation now that I think you're tapped into, Leo. I think you already know this. Like something on the perimeter, something on the background that's not yet available to you. This idea of like going through the dark here with the Hermit. Let's see what else we have. I think some of you may also spend some time alone here in the future. You have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Moon as we talked about, and the Four of Swords. Pay attention to your dreams and your intuition at this time, but really, really pay attention to your dreams at this time. The Four of Swords is a card of rest, recovery, recuperation from maybe a breakup. The Three of Swords the Three of Swords is on the Four of Swords card. This person is healing and resting and recovering from a breakup or a separation, divorce, whatever, or some other type of separation. Doesn't always have to be romantic. But this person's healing from this. But this person's also sleeping, they're resting. And with the moon is associated with your dreams. Okay? So I feel like you're definitely getting, like, there are times in life where we just, every single night we remember our dream. We have a dream every night, by the way, but we don't always remember the dream that we have. But I think you're in this period of time where you're having really vivid dreams. And I will just say this, there are two types. This is my own thing. I don't know if anybody else has talked about this or not. I don't know, but this just came. I've been thinking about this for a while. I've been using this for a while, but I believe that there are two types of dreams. There are uh, predictive dreams and there are subconscious fear dreams. So there are sometimes where we have a dream and it's like a scary dream, right? It's like a nightmare. And nothing happens. Like the nightmare, the scary dream, it doesn't actually happen. That's just a fear dream. That's a subconscious fear dream. But then there are other times where we have a dream, and let's say a family member in the dream or a friend in the dream calls us. And then when you wake up, you get a text from them, or you get a call from them the next day or the day after. That's a predictive dream. Okay, so I think that some of you are having these really, really vivid dreams. Okay, and I think some of these will be predictive in that I think that some of your dreams will come true. Like I think some of the images in your dreams will give you like a breadcrumb or a clue to what is going forward for you in the future. Because right now you're kind of in the dark here with the moon and the hermit on something. So I really, really pay attention. I felt like it was important to talk about that, take a moment to talk about that, because I think some of you will find that useful. Ace of Pentacles is nice. I think that there's a new start here for sure. Like as the change happens, it kind of like brings in like there's like a wind. The winds of change are here, right? So like as something is sort of like blowing out of your timeline, you get this new start with the Ace of Pentacles. Could be connected to money, property, land, real estate, investments, education, particularly as you have the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles. In the final column, you do have the Two of Cups, the Empress, and the Ten of Wands. Could be a completion around some love story here that's been going on for you with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Could absolutely be a completion around that area. This may indicate parenthood, or there may be something connected to parenthood with this love story. The reason I say that is the Empress is in between the Two of Cups and the Ten of Wands. The Empress is the mother of the tarot. The Emperor is the father. So you have the Empress here, and there may be like some connection in this love story to parenthood or motherhood or something like this here. All right. Two of Cups is on its own like a really good love card. But we have to take a look. There's something that you're maybe like, there's something that's, it's not entirely clear to you what's going on here. And to be perfectly fair, me either as the reader. So why don't we go ahead and let's start to clarify this. Well, let me also just say that the Empress is a really nice sign of abundance. You do have some signs of abundance here with the Magician, the Empress, the Ace of Pentacles. These are all good things. It's not available to you right now with the Moon in the middle. And I would say also the Ten of Wands, this is a card that says that there's a completion happening here. There's also some hard work, okay, that is coming forward. So, all right, now let's go ahead and get into the clarifications portion of this reading. We'll start off by pulling some oracle cards here. Okay, take that card, these two. Okay, yep. All right, energy on the bottom. You have Universe. Love this card. Absolutely love this card. This is the World in the tarot, but this is a major completion here, okay, that's happening for you with the Ten of Wands and the World. That's a pretty big sign, okay? And the World indicates certainty. The Universe indicates certainty, okay? So the idea here is that this is also success and satisfaction when you get this card. So it is a very good, like it's a culmination point, something that you've maybe been working towards for a long time. But with the change comes the completion, or it comes the new beginning here. Completion, new beginning, these things usually happen simultaneously, but that happens with a change here, okay? What else do we have? We have the love begins is this, and the sacral chakra. Okay, so that's very good for romantic connections, for sure, because the sacral chakra is your creative and sexual energies, and the Love Begins card is the Ace of Cups. So some of you may have an opportunity to spice things up in your romantic life or your love life in some way, for sure. Even if you're already in a relationship, that could be happening here as well. But the sacral chakra, if there's something that you can do beyond like the sexual energies, if there's something that you can do to be creative, It's a great way of strengthening the sacral chakra energies. You have positive movement forward, conflict, and defeat. All right, any challenge here that's coming forward for you, I think you're running right through it. Okay, you may take some time to process it, but you are moving forward and through it very quickly here. But this is also a card of motion with the death card. Yeah, wow. You have trapped in fear as well as sacral chakra. Trapped in fear is a bit of a challenging one, but the sacral chakra is the one that is, sorry, crown chakra. We have the sacral chakra here. Crown chakra, this is nice for you, okay? So this is your spiritual receiving center, okay? So when you receive spiritual information, the crown chakra sits right above the head. When you get spiritual information through an intuitive hit, through a dream, it comes in through the crown chakra, right? It's right above the head. And I think that your kind of spiritual doors are being blown open here. I think that that is going to be the way that you are sort of like being guided forward. I know it sounds a little ambiguous or mysterious, whatever, but with the moon and the crown chakra here, I do think that you are getting some spiritual downloads for sure. And if, by the way, the crown chakra is closed, right? So if it's blocked, if the crown chakra is closed or blocked, a really good way to work through that is to ground yourself. Usually that means you're not grounded. So you could do meditation to really open up that crown, but you need to be grounded in order to have an open crown chakra typically, which the idea of being grounded is the root chakra. So it's all kind of like connected in some way. All right, I do hope you're doing well, Leo. I hope things are going good for you. I really do appreciate you spending your time with me. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get into the tarot cards here. So you have the 5 of Cups, you have the 2 of Swords, and you also have the 10 of Swords. A bit of a diversion here happening for you, a bit of a twist in the timeline. 2 of Swords with the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, I definitely think that there's an ending in some maybe romantic timeline that's going on here. What I would say is this could be a very transformative experience, whether it is in your romantic life or in another situation where things are falling out. The only reason I say romantic is because of the 2 of Cups, but there really are no other signs of relationship stuff here. There's something else that's really, really, really ending here. Okay, also 5 of Cups. But there's something that's really, really ending here and changing, and it has to change for a reason. Okay, there's a reason why it has to change. It's not bringing you forward for whatever reason. And this may feel very, very hard to understand why this is happening, as you have the 2 of Swords mental conflict, like being a little sort of like, there's sort of like some, like if you think of like a radio station, there's like some static, okay? There's some static here. It's the signal's jammed, okay? It's a signal jam as you look at the 2 of Swords. And what I mean by that is it may be hard to understand something right now. But I think the ultimate outcome here is that you will realize that this had to happen. Whatever is closing out for you. There's something closing out for sure. World, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. But ultimately, there's a big opportunity for you to make something of this. With the Magician, Ace of Pentacles, you have this Ace of Cups, Love Begins card here. All of these like spiritual energies that are showing up. That's what I would say right now. Let's take a look at the middle card here, the middle column here. You have the King of Pentacles, maybe connected to an earth sign. You do have the 4 of Swords, and then you have the King of Cups, or a water sign. The Hermit card's the Virgo card. Then you have this King of Pentacles. You have the King of Cups. It could be any sign, by the way. Okay, so 4 of Swords, another card. You have this again here with this idea of rest. I have to just reiterate. I remember I took a very specific, like at least 1 minute, 2 minute period of time in this reading to explain the dream stuff. The universe is doubling down on that, like in a big way, okay? Like this should be like on your radar. This should be on your radar because 4 of Swords twice with the moon and now the King of Cups. King of Cups is a dreamer. Four of Swords, rest, sleep, recovery. Moon, also connected to your sleep and your dreams. I think that this is how you're finding your information right now, especially as the Crown is there. So I'm going to say that you'll allow yourself to let whatever's coming in spiritually to guide you at this time, because it's almost like there's a signal jam, like logically, like mentally, maybe even emotionally, there's like a signal jam here on something, Leo. Let's see what's in this next column. You have the Temperance card. You have the Empress twice, clarifying itself, and the Hierophants. So we now also have Sagittarius energy in here with the Temperance card. The Empress clarifying itself twice, I did really feel like that was connected to the mother in some way, or motherhood, or parenthood. And now the Hierophant, it can indicate family in the tarot as well. Like anything connected to family or tradition, elders, these sorts of things when you get the Hierophant. And now the Empress twice. It's also a card of marriage. So if something is falling out in a relationship timeline, it's maybe connected to one of those things. Or you may just be talking about this as well in relationship stuff. This is sort of morphed into a love reading, but I also suggested that there could be, if your relationship's solid, if it's good, you have nothing to worry about, obviously. Just take what resonates, drops what doesn't. What I'm sure is whatever timeline you're in here, love, not love, whatever it is, something is closing out, okay? And your dreams, your intuition are going to lead you through this period of time, is what it feels like pretty heavily in this reading. On the bottom, you do have the Five of Pentacles. You almost feel like, when is this going to get better? But it will, as you have really nice signs with the Empress twice, the Six of Wands, two aces here, if you include this one. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's see what's in the Kipper energies. Maybe we get some more details here to close out the reading. Okay, you have mature man, wealthy man, message, false person, adjudication, and pathway. Yeah, pathway is your dharma in life. It's the path that you sort of agreed to walk on before you came into this lifetime. If you subscribe to that type of thinking, in life you will always be pulled towards your dharma. Okay, in life you will always be pulled towards your dharma, but people can spend their whole life not walking down the path of their dharma, and that's not wrong. You don't have to, but you will always be pulled towards it. And this could be one of those times for you where something's maybe falling out, closing out, something maybe a little bit challenging here that you weren't expecting, signal jam type energy. This is aligning you towards this path, the path you're supposed to be walking on. This could also take like 3 to 6 months to work through or resolve during this period of time. This is what I have. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.